Hello everyone and welcome back to Digi8.com, a platform where we make life simple for management students worldwide. In this video on the subject of service marketing, we are going to cover the topic on understanding pricing of services. Price is the only element of service marketing mix that generates revenue for the company. Service pricing is additionally a little tricky because in services, customers do not get ownership of services. Additionally, the terminology of pricing is also different in service sector. Additionally, the video also covers an example of dynamic pricing by Uber. So now let's start with understanding pricing in services. Now, price is a significant element of the marketing mix because it is the only element that produces revenue, whereas the other elements produce cost. Price reflects the value attached to the service by the service provider, and it must correspond with customers' perception of value. Service providers offer a range of service at different price levels to cater to the needs of different target segments that may have different levels of purchasing power. Now, prices have different names in services. For instance, in the field of insurance, they are called premium. For banks, it is interest. In terms of transport, fares, credit card fees, and when it comes to share or stock services, we talk about brokerage. Now, moving on to the methods of pricing. First, cost-based pricing. It is also called as a cost-plus pricing. Under this method, the company determines the cost of service delivery as well as a predetermined rate of profit in order to arrive at a price. It is necessary to analyze all costs accurately and differentiate between fixed and variable cost in order to use cost as a basis for pricing decisions. In the service industries, it is complicated to identify and trace the cost to the particular offering. Moving on to the next one, demand-based pricing. Demand-based pricing is generally used where the services are price sensitive. The service providers tend to increase the price of service offering when demand is high, whereas tend to lower the price of the service offering when the demand is low. Moving on to the third method of pricing, that is competition-based pricing. In this method of pricing, the price is determined on the basis of competitors' price. This strategy works well between Burger King and McDonald's. Price under such situations may be used to gain short-term competitive advantage over rivals. Companies here have three main choices under this approach. First, pricing above the competition. Next, below the competition. And finally, at par with competition. Now moving on, an example of pricing in services. In this case, Uber's dynamic pricing. Many times, people notice cab fares to be on the higher side compared to normal rates on a weekend night. Such a pricing strategy is recognized as surge pricing or dynamic pricing. Companies such as Uber make use of normal peak hours, bad weather conditions such as rain, events, maybe concerts or movie premieres, traffic conditions, unseen emergencies, and so on in their favor. In this case, systematic algorithms fuel the technique due to which businesses such as Uber cater to the demand-supply asymmetry, or I would say demand-supply mismatch. Now moving on to the pricing strategies, in this case we have 7 of them that cater to specifically to the service industry. The first one, skimming strategy. In this, the services are introduced at a high price. It is assumed that customers are more concerned about obtaining a quality service rather than the cost of the service. As the demand for the service falls, the price level is reduced. Next one, penetration pricing. In this, new services are priced low. The prices are kept to stimulate trial and thereby ensure customer loyalty. Low pricing is possible when the services are sensitive to price, and it is possible to achieve economies of large-scale operations by operating at larger volumes. This works best in case of low-fare airlines, and the example in this case could be of Southwest Airlines. Next, market segmentation pricing. The pricing strategy adopted to successfully cater to these groups is known as discriminatory pricing on the basis of market segmentation. Now that may be done on the following basis. First, different time of consumption. Example, travel and the hospitality tariffs are low during off-season and high during peak season, especially Christmas. Next, different point of consumption. Therefore, higher prices in the cities, then suburbs. And finally, group of buyers. Example, in this case could be of children below 10 years of age charged less in amusement parks such as Disneyland. Moving on to the fourth pricing, that is the service mix pricing, and it entails 3 subtypes. The first being competing services. The service provider may offer a new service similar to the existing one but at a low price. The service firm competes with its own offerings. For example, an airline that offers a connecting flight in a particular route may offer a direct flight in the same route at a lesser price. Next, captive service. In this strategy, the customer has no choice but to get additional service from the service provider along with the core service. In this case, software developing firms who are given annual maintenance contract offer free upgrades of software to their clients. And finally, optional additional services. In this, the service provider gives an option to the customer to purchase the optional service along with the core service. Please remember the key word here is optional. The customer is not bound to take it. Example, many holiday resorts located at hill stations keep their room tariffs low to attract tourists, but they charge more on optional services like restaurant and spa. Moving on to the fifth pricing strategy, that is price bundling. Price bundling is a strategy whereby a seller bundles together many different goods or services being sold and offers the entire bundle at a single price. The best example in this case is of McDonald's Happy Meal. Number 6, discount pricing. It is used as a promotional device to encourage use during low demand time slots or to encourage customers to try a new service, such as introductory discount, usually offered by fitness gyms. At number 7 is relationship pricing. The main objective of this type of pricing is to encourage customer loyalty by rewarding it. Thus, relationship pricing takes the lifetime value of customer into account while deciding the prices. This works wonderfully for Starbucks in their loyalty program. And finally, at number 8 is competitors pricing. In this method of pricing, the price determined on the basis of competitors. Price under such situations may be used to gain short-term competitive advantage of rivals. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic in pricing of services. These are the list of sources and links referred to for the content in the video. Thank you.